With the latest data, let's cross over to Mike McKee for more. Hey, Mike.
Good morning, John. Well, we'll see if we can't move the needle a little bit for the equity markets, with retail sales coming in up 0.6% after being flat. That's the headline, flat in the month of October. These are November numbers, so we're behind, remember, because of the government shutdown. Ex-autos up 0.5% after 0.4 gain, and ex-autos and gas up 0.4 as well. The control group, which is what we really care about, up 0.4%. That's down from a 0.6 gain, revised lower for the month of October. The PPI numbers are not out yet. They're slow to come out. Here we go. Producer price index increased 0.2% in November. Now, remember, these are September to November numbers, because there were no October numbers, just like with CPI. The PPI for the year, let's see if we have an annual basis number, 3%. For the 12 months ended in November. And that's the headline. Now, if you want to take the core, which we usually consider the ex-trade one, the index for final demand, less foods, energy, and trade services up 0.2% in November. And for the year, up 3.5%. That is the largest 12-month increase since rising 3.5% in March. So on the basis of the PPI annual figures, it looks like you're not going to be cutting interest rates anytime soon. And with relatively strong retail sales, it seems like inflation is still going to be on the menu.
Mike, as you indicated, somewhat dated data, but are we getting a decent picture of the momentum we had into year-end and into the new year, a decent picture of the overall economy?
Well, probably not in terms of the data that comes in for the overall economy, but it gives us a direction. The January meeting, they've already said they're probably not going to be cutting, and I would assume that this kind of data seals that. And then they'll have 2-3 more reports on all of these things before the next meeting in March. So they'll have a much cleaner read by the time we get to the end of the first quarter. Just quickly here, motor vehicle sales were up by 1%. Sales of parts and cars, furniture down 0.1%, building materials up 1.3%, groceries up just 0.1%. And remember, we saw in CPI that the grocery price indexes went up. So since all this is calculated on a dollar basis, that's kind of interesting. Gasoline sales up 1.4%, clothing stores up 0.9%, and department stores flat. Department stores down 2.9%, general merchandise flat. This is November numbers, so these would have been the Black Friday numbers, and they don't seem to be as good as you might have hoped for that period of time in terms of holiday gifts.